All right. We will continue to take questions throughout here, but we'll dive into creating the customer experience. So in this section, we're going to talk about the experience economy, 6 essential aptitudes to enhance the customer experience with some examples, and then creating meaningful customer experience. So the question about the Moms of a Muletown, that's right. Moms of Muletown is a Facebook group for moms in the Columbia area, and they we ask each other questions and provide resources and share things. It's kind of a neat group here, and I imagine we're not the only one around. There's probably other mom groups in different communities. All right. So if we remember the experience economy, we talked about going from a commodity to a good to a service to an experience. The theory is that in this experience economy that we live in, that consumers are seeking out more than just goods, right? We have a lot of stuff. So we are looking for unique, authentic, and engaging experiences. Some people are looking for very personalized attention or activities tailored to their needs and interests, and are willing to pay a premium for the right experiences. I think about this with my own family. I'm like, my kids have too many toys and quite possibly too many books, if that is possible. But seriously, we have a whole library at our house. So when I'm thinking of gifts for holidays or birthdays, I'm trying to think of what can we do instead of more stuff. How can we spend some quality time together or have a really special experience that is going to be memorable for my family, for my children? And I think a lot of consumers are looking for that, and we are looking for that maybe for ourselves and adults as well. So as we're going from just selling a commodity to a good to a service to experiences, businesses are able to customize your product to better fit customer needs and differentiate that product from others in the marketplace. Sometimes it is customized very specifically to customer needs, private experiences, private events, and that sort of thing. And for customers, through those experiences with a business and a business's product, they connect more personally with the business. So you become their farm, their place that they go. Um, Kids have their picture made at the How Tall This Fall photo opportunity every year, and really grow with the business. Make memories. And at even a high level, customers transform and learn things and actually grow intellectually, mentally, spiritually, physically, somehow through their experiences in this experience economy. And that's really where we want to get to is having customers connect with your business personally, make memories, transform, learn something, grow, and become very emotionally connected to you. Very good. So let's join in the chat box here. If you were going to define experience, what is an experience? A memory. Something that makes a human feel an emotion, taking part in an activity, something you will remember for a long time. Something new certainly can be. Or it could be a tradition, right? Something you do every year. Offering a service that extracts emotion. Something you'll tell your friends, oh, I love that. Something that sticks with you. not just an observer, but a participant. I've learned that customers want to feel good about how their money is spent. Just buying commodities has become an right. I agree. They're voting with their dollars, Monica, when they choose to buy from you, rather at a farmer's market or an on-farm retail market versus buying a store brand. Certainly, they are voting to support the farm economy, the local economy, farmland preservation, um, knowing the person, the relationship with the farmer, wanting to come back. I love that, Holden. Absolutely. I think about my family's in Colorado, and when we were there this summer, we have a cattle ranch there, and we went and helped um, to herd cows. And my daughter got to ride a horse with someone, and we were all over. And she wanted to, at Christmas, the only thing she wanted to do was go herd cows, right? Because that is something that really made an impression on her. So you all are right on it. So, an experience is a direct personal participation or observation, a particular incident, feeling that a person has undergone, and perhaps the impact that is made on an individual. Sometimes these experiences can change the course of a life. It might change the course of what work they want to go into, what profession they want to go into, or how they spend their money, or how they eat, or a myriad of other things. So it can have a really big impact. So that experience that we want to focus is on is includes our product, right? Part of that is the product that we offer. That might be a product, a physical product that we sell. Part of the experience that we produce is the service that we provide to folks, and part of an experience is the environment in which that incident takes place. So when all of those things come together, a product, a service, an environment, that's where the experience takes place. So if we break that down a little bit, the product, it might be fruits and vegetables, but that's also the manner in which they were grown and raised, and in the merchandising of those products, and how and where a customer might um, purchase those. So it goes beyond just the raw commodity itself, right? But the product and its presentation and customer interaction is part of the overall experience. Then you add services offered. So we went and with my kids this fall and picked some apples at the farm. So we went to the farm, we went in the farm store, we saw apples that we could buy there, and we did. With the sign you saw before showing the type of apple and what the best uses are and the taste of those apples so we could pick. And then we were able to actually go to the field, see those apples growing, and pick some apples to take home. Uh, Other services might be um, uh, this is my son riding a pony. He always wants to ride the pony when we go to the farm. Happens to be at Lucky Lad Farm for the pony ride. He lights up. He always wants to know the name of the pony, and he thanks the pony when he's done. So service can be those service experiences or that you get to do. It also is excellent customer service and memorable service. I think you can all probably think of places that you like to shop, or restaurants or fast food or anything where customer service is at a high level, and that we want to go back and we want to share with others. And you can also think of places maybe that you will never go back to solely because of the customer service and nothing to do with the product. So service is an important piece of that experience. Then the environment. The environment as a whole, you get a feeling a lot of times when you walk into a place or even drive up to a place. So the environment, the ambiance, the total package, the destination of where you're going as a whole, in also feeds into that experience. So we've got the product, the service, and the environment that come together. So we need to pay attention and be strategic again in developing those three pieces to create the experience we want customers to have. And then we want to think about entertaining or engaging folks, right? People have a really small attention span, really small. So, how can we keep them engaged? How can we provide what they need? So, create ways for customers just to be in some cases. We are, it's like my feet hit the floor and I am up and running until my feet hit the bed at night, it seems like. And I love when I go somewhere and I can feel my shoulders start to come down from around my ears to where they're supposed to be. And that might just be in the fresh air, or it might be in on a walk through the woods, or it might be on a wagon ride or in a rocking chair, right? Create things for customers to do. We want to get our hands in things, that tactile place, right? What are some things that we can do with our hands? Is it pick the apples? Is it play in some sand? Is it go down a slide? Um, is it comb the sheep? Create opportunities for customers to learn, whether that's a farmer talk or a guided tour or signage or videos on your social media, even. And create opportunities for customers to have fun. We don't have enough fun. We don't laugh enough. In most cases, I've come to realize I certainly don't, and I'm working toward that. Uh, Give that opportunity to your customers if that fits into your brand positioning. So think about for me, put in the chat, what has stood out as a memorable or meaningful with your past experiences? Learning history. Okay, that intellectual stimulations, giving people something to learn. High quality service and nice people. It is hard to find even people that would just smile and say hello. I've had entire transactions recently at fast food places where nobody says hello. Nobody maybe even says a word besides the person who I'm taking the order from. Just opens the window, holds out their hand for their money or the credit card and hands you the food and see you later. Um, Being able to hand feed a giraffe. That's not an everyday opportunity. That is so true. Something really unique. Um, Laid back fun, maybe crowded, but doesn't feel like it. We were crazy and went to Disney World over spring break. And I was very anxious about it, but it was when we could go. There were so many people there, but Disney handles crowds and lines um and things very well. So we had a wonderful time, even though it was be crowded. Make me feel important. That is so, so good. Right. And you think of going a place and it's almost like it's a whole different world there because of maybe it's the flowers and the signage and the props and the all of that. Taste, being able to taste the product straight off the vine or bush. Absolutely, Martha. I forget how many varieties of strawberries you sometimes have and how interesting that is to be able to, see what's ripe now and what the different taste is and even how the berries look different. Getting what you paid for and maybe more, right? Therese, that's a good thing. Like, it's expensive to go places, but when you feel good leaving there, like, wow, that was a great investment. That is great. 8 varieties of strawberries this year. I am ready for it. I'm ready for it. Great. So when we are thinking about creating the experience, crafting the experience for our customers, we want to think about six essential aptitudes, where they're called design, story, that should be symphony, empathy, play, and meeting. Looks like some letters got cut off when I changed from Canva to PowerPoint there. I'll have to fix that. I apologize. So design, we definitely want things to be functional and a logical flow and to work well. But with the design and an experience, we want to think beyond function. So, how can we immerse our customers in the ambiance, in the image that we want to portray? So, I went to farm tour this summer with the Tennessee Agritourism Association to some farms up in, they call it Chicagoland area. And so I've included some examples from those throughout here. So Tom's Farm has lots of fruits and vegetables and flowers and does some events, and they had some really neat things. So you just don't walk up to a big patch of flowers. They have this beautiful truck that makes a wonderful backstop and really helps you get a feel for they're kind of they're an authentic farm. They're a little bit of a nostalgia. I forget how old Tom is. He's like in his 70s or 80s um, there. So they've been farming a long time. Very credible, family friendly place. We went to another farm that is very fun, playful, whimsical, creative, carefree. They have these great buildings that aren't square. They're just off a little bit. And they're cartoony kind of characters there. So that's kind of the design element that goes beyond with that. Tell your unique, compelling story. Your story is definitely the one thing that is different from everybody else's. So, whether you are a first time farmer, you've been farming for years, you do things, how you produce your product, um, um, everything is different. So tell your story. It's as simple as putting little bits with the products that you have for sale um, in your farm store, or talking about your values just on a neat sign out when folks are walking around. Incorporate your story into the experience. As people are at your farm through the environment at your farm. Symphony is thinking about the big picture. So, thinking about what are all the needs, wants, and desires that your target audience could have when they come to your farm. What do your customers need for an enjoyable experience? So, if we think about those families with small children, we have people who need restrooms, and we need people who need to be able to get into the restroom with your children. So even if it is a porta potty, we might need larger family or handicap accessible porta potties available so people can get in and help their toddlers, right? They need a place to be able to change diapers or nurse babies. Definitely places to wash their hands. Places to sit down. If it's hot, places to sit down in the shade. If it's cold, places to sit down and warm up. Things to drink. Sunscreen, rain gear. What all are the amenities that customers need to really help them enjoy their stay longer, and ultimately buy more and enjoy their time so they'll come back. So that's kind of the symphony, the big picture um, that takes the little details to get it done. Empathy is showing how you care for your customers, your employees, and community. Um, I thought this was a really neat touch at this farm in the Chicago area. As we came in, there's this mailbox and says, "Parents, take one of these bands and write your phone number on it and put it on your child." Others had a place too to take your child's picture right here as you come in so that If we get separated, if they find the child, they can call your cell phone. And if you lose your child, you can show people what they're wearing so they can get that out to their staff immediately. This showed that this farm cared about their customers. You can highlight employees. You can share how you support the community and causes in the community and invite your customers to help you in those goals as well. Play. There are so many ways to play at farms, whether it's physical play with themed amusement places, playgrounds, and activities. There are other ways to play as well. The picture on the right was from the Kringle Market in Alabama, also with an Agritourism Association event there. They were making these, and I even forget what they were called, but really neat dessert items where you could see them being made. So it was very authentic. But beyond that, this man was was dressed in his authentic outfit, but he was talking to people and he was making jokes and having fun and interacting with people. So that is a way to play. Encourage customers to have fun with you and with your staff as well. Meaning is creating opportunities for special interactions. So um, even a fun interaction with this sign. My son came out of this corn maze and he says, "High five! We got out alive at Granddaddy's farm." So he wanted to high five the scarecrow and Mama to take a picture. And we had fun in the corn maze and together finding our way out. And had this fun way to cap that off at the end. Other special interaction is being able to talk to the farmer themselves to learn about how things are produced, why things are produced, how nature works, creating those meaningful customer interactions that will transform you and help you grow. So, as we're thinking about creating meaningful experiences through our product, our service, and the environment, we need to start again with understanding what your target customers want and need. We need to make sure that whatever we do with our product, service, and environment, that it's consistent with the brand. We can incorporate themes. We've been to operations that were all horse free themed or corn themed or different things. You can engage all five senses. Make things smell good. We're popping popcorn, baking bread, doing all the things to make good smells, to make people hungry, to make people feel at home. Encourage people to touch things, to taste things, and to see and hear some fun music or music that is consistent with your operation. Tell your story that people really want to know who you are and have a relationship with you. Hire friendly employees, or at least employees who can fake it while they're at work, right? And I know that's really hard, and it's hard for me to be friendly all the time as well when you're tired and busy and stressed. That excellent customer service really makes a big difference. Share positive cues and hide negative cues. So share all the good stuff, all the beautiful decorations, beautiful props, making sure things are painted and cleaned up, and hide the stuff that happens, right? We're gonna hide the trash that needs taken off. We're gonna hide the manure from the animals. We're gonna hide the bad smells. We're not gonna have negative interactions with customers, hopefully, or with employees or family in front of people. So keep things positive where our customers are. And evaluate the experiences you provide. You can do that through that journey mapping that I talked about before. You might just pretend you're a guest and follow some people around, follow how people might walk through your enterprise or have somebody do a secret shopper kind of thing, walk through the enterprise and see, you know, oh, I get here and I don't know what to do, or we really need, I couldn't find this, or I couldn't find help when I needed some help, or it'd be really nice if you added this, or this just didn't go with the rest of your farm. So evaluate the experiences as you go. We have a publication that talks a little bit more about creating the customer experience that's available on our website, and I'll include this link when I send the link to the recording as well for those that are interested in taking a look at that. So key points to remember from creating the customer experience is to customize the experience to meet your specific target audience needs. Consider the big picture. What do you want it to feel like when your customers are at the farm or leaving the farm? And then develop the details that it takes to create that unique, engaging experience. And don't forget to play. It feels good. It feels good to play, um, whatever that means for your operation. So, what questions or ideas did this spark, or observations you've seen somewhere else that might add to the discussion? Do you have put those in the chat? We'll talk about those. As you do that, I will remind you that Friday we're going to talk about some of the regulatory considerations for agritourism enterprises. Um, so that is always fun, but necessary. We want to try to help you get off to a good start and stay out of hot water. It's no fun to deal with regulatory issues. Want to do it right the first time. I will send these as well. We want you to stay connected with us throughout and take a look at our other resources on the website and through YouTube, and connect with us on social media. And don't forget to check in, add feedback on this section and on this session, I'm sorry, and log your attendance on the online form. We need you to do that for every session you attend, and then that's how we'll log your attendance and figure out those of you who are looking for TAEP credit. But we do want feedback from everybody, so we'd appreciate that. Around the farm smells are part of the experience, right? And it depends on your particular, um, situation. If you are an authentic farm and participating and smelling those farm smells, definitely, I would say there are some farm smells that we would still want to hide, maybe even on a regular farm smell standard, but certainly you've got to do what's right with your positioning and what is consistent with that. Great. I will put the link to the feedback and attendance form in the chat. And we'll send some of these links out with the recording link, and look forward to seeing you all online on Friday. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. And I look forward to working with you over time as well.